The genuine heart of sadness. Imagine that you are sitting naked on the ground, with your bare bottom touching the earth. Since you're not wearing a scarf or hat, you are exposed to heaven above. You are sandwiched between heaven and earth. A man or woman sitting between heaven and earth. Earth is always earth. The earth will let you sit on it, and the earth never gives way. It never lets you go. You don't drop off this earth and go flying through outer space. Likewise, sky is always sky. Heaven is always heaven above you, whether it's snowing or raining or the sun is shining, whether it's daytime or nighttime. The sky is always there. In that sense, we know that heaven and earth are trustworthy. The logic of basic goodness is very similar. When we speak of goodness, we are not talking about having allegiance to good and rejecting bad. Basic goodness is good because it is unconditional or fundamental. It is there already, in the same way that heaven and earth are there already. We don't reject our atmosphere. We don't reject the sun, the moon, the clouds, and the sky. We accept them. We accept that the sky is blue. We accept the landscape and the sea. We accept highways and buildings and cities. Basic goodness is that basic, that unconditional. It is not for or against view in the same way that sunlight is not for or against. The natural law and order of this world is not for or against. Fundamentally, there is nothing that either threatens us or promotes our point of view. The 4 seasons occur free from anyone's demand or vote. Hope and fear cannot alter the seasons. There is day, there is night. There is darkness at night and light during the day, and no one has to turn a switch on and off. There is natural law and order that allows us to survive, and that is basically good. Good in that it is there, and it works, and it is sufficient. We often take for granted the basic law and order in the universe, but we should think twice. We should appreciate what we have. Without it, we would be in total predicament. If we didn't have sunlight, we wouldn't have any vegetation, we wouldn't have any crops, and we couldn't cook a meal. So basic goodness is good because it is so basic, so fundamental. It is natural and it works, and therefore it is good, rather than being good as opposed to bad and ignorant. That is, we cultivate our friends and we ward off our enemies, and we are occasionally indifferent. Those tendencies are not regarded as shortcomings. They are part of the natural elegance and equipment of human beings. We are equipped with nails and teeth to defend ourselves against attack. We are equipped with a mouth and genitals to relate with others. And we are lucky enough to have complete digestive and respiratory systems so that we can process what we take in and flush out. Human existence is a natural situation, and like the law and order of the world, it is workable and efficient. In fact, it is wonderful, it is ideal. Some people might say this world is the work of a divine principle, but the Shamballa teachings are not concerned with divine origins. The point of warriorship is to work personally with our situation now as it is. From the Shamballa point of view, when we say that human beings are basically good, we mean they have every faculty they need so that they don't have to fight with their world. Our being is good. It is not a fundamental source of our aggression or complaint. We cannot complain that we have eyes, ears, a nose, and a mouth. We cannot redesign our physiological system, and for that matter, we cannot redesign our state of mind. Basic goodness is what we have, what we are provided with. It is the natural situation that we have inherited from birth onwards. We should feel that it is wonderful to be in this world. How wonderful it is to see red, yellow, blue, and green, purple, and black. All these colors are provided for us. We feel hot and cold. We taste sweet and sour. We have these sensations and we deserve them. So the first step in realizing basic goodness is to appreciate what we have. But then we should look further and more precisely at what we are, where we are, who we are, when we are, and how we are as human beings, so that we can take possession of our basic goodness. It is not really a possession, but nonetheless, we deserve it. Basic goodness is very closely connected to the idea of bodhicitta. In the Buddhist tradition, bodhi means awake or wakeful, and citta means heart. So bodhicitta is awakened heart. Such awakened heart comes from being willing to face your state of mind. That may seem like a great demand, but it is necessary. You should examine yourself and ask, how many times have you tried to connect with your heart fully and truly? How often have you turned away because you feared you might discover something terrible about yourself? How often have you been willing to look at your face in the mirror without being embarrassed? How many times have you tried to shield yourself by reading the newspaper, watching television, or just spacing out? That is a $64,000 question. How much have you connected with yourself at all your whole life? The sitting practice of meditation, as we discussed in the last chapter, is a means to rediscover basic goodness, and beyond that, it is a means to awaken this genuine heart within yourself. When you sit in the posture of meditation, you are exactly the naked man or woman that we described earlier, sitting between heaven and earth. When you slouch, you're trying to hide your heart, trying to protect it by slumping over. But when you sit upright, but relaxed in the posture of meditation, your heart is naked. Your entire being is exposed to yourself first of all, but to others as well. So through the practice of sitting still and following your breath as it goes out and dissolves, you are connecting with your heart. By simply letting yourself be as you are, you develop genuine sympathy towards yourself. When you awaken your heart in this way, you find, to your surprise, that your heart is empty. You find that you are looking into outer space. What are you? Who are you? Where is your heart? If you really look, you won't find anything tangible and solid. Of course, you might find something very solid if you have a grudge against someone or have fallen possessively in love. But that is not awakened heart. If you search for awakened heart, if you put your hand through your rib cage and feel for it, there's nothing there except for tenderness. You feel sore and soft. If you open your eyes to the rest of the world, you feel tremendous sadness. This kind of sadness doesn't come from being mistreated. You don't feel sad because someone has insulted you or because you feel impoverished. Rather, This experience of sadness is unconditioned. It occurs because your heart is completely exposed. There is no skin or tissue covering it. It is pure and raw meat. Even if a tiny mosquito lands on it, you feel so touched. Your experience is raw and tender and so personal. The genuine heart of sadness comes from feeling that your non-existent heart is full. You would like to spill your heart's blood, give your heart to others. For the warrior, this experience of sad and tender heart is what gives birth to fearlessness. Conventionally, being fearless does not mean that you're not afraid, or that if someone hits you, you will hit them back. However, we are not talking about that Street Fighter level of fearlessness. Real fearlessness is the product of tenderness. It comes from letting the world tickle your heart, your raw and beautiful heart. You are willing to open up without resistance or shyness and face the world. You are willing to share your heart with others. Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed some of Shamballa's work. If you did, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, or whatever time of day it is. And I will see you all next week when Bass speaks again.